curb restiveness, in which is often caused by widespread unemployment, the government needs to empower the youth in the immediate environment by equipping them with the necessary vocational skills, as well as provide them with starter funds to engage themselves in small-scale businesses. It is a fact that Nigeria cannot thrive or grow with youth who are restive. Nigeria's peace, security, and corporate existence as a nation is threatened because of the prevalence of this phenomenon. The cause of youth restiveness, as mentioned earlier, are connected to unemployment, lack of basic and inadequate infrastructure facilities, and inadequate social amenities, among others. This effect of youth restiveness can have promoted uncertainties, which has led to failures, fear, and revolution. In order to avoid youth restiveness, the government needs to influence or direct people's behavior towards achieving a set of goals. When goods and services are available and equitably distributed, it leads to society stability and it prevents situations from degenerating. It's important for the educated citizens, through interactions and socialization, to help enlighten and influence the ideas of the uneducated ones in the society, rather than allowing corruption to overshadow government good policies. Government should work earnestly towards curbing poverty by directing their attention to adopting functional alleviation programs that will help the masses to have good standard of living. Youth restiveness can be avoided when government allows political parties to stop using hoodlums and thugs for elections and rehabilitate those unfortunate youth. There should be well-established centers created to rehabilitate and educate them on the standard expected from them as Nigerian citizens. Finally, the attempt of government and non-governmental organizations to handle this restiveness needs to be improved, and new strategies to solve these oblivious problems needs to be analyzed and adopted for social peace to exist. All members of the society and government should eradicate selfish desire and work towards attaining public peace. The national interest and needs of youth and all the members of the society in conformity with the laws of the country should be met. The state and local government authorities should endeavor to provide practical strategies that will help curb marginalization, dissatisfaction, and discrimination of youth in governance to provide lasting solution to youth restiveness.
I was a youth. I don't know, maybe I'm still a youth. Because the spirit of youthfulness and restiveness is burning out. Some people see me back, but they say you are no more as hot as you used to be. I say, well, the Yoruba will say it is age that will take such things from one. Yeah, but I don't think I'm that old that I can still eat. I cannot still eat pap. Be that as it may, the youths. Our guest was talking about it some few minutes ago. I quickly brought it down because this is the time for it. If the youths are not taken care of, you have problems on your hand. And I'm telling all those who are in authority that they should note this. The youths are not a team that you play with, because the energy is there, bubbling. I remember when I was much younger, I fear no death. So we'll do anything. Face government, square on. Face soldiers, square on. But we don't want that in Nigeria anymore. We don't want one single blood, one single soul to be shed on the streets of Lagos or Nigeria in the spirit of protest. We don't want any protest. We can continue Nigeria without protest, and that can only be done when the youths are taken care of. And I would advise government now, they should just create Ministry of Youth Development, that it will be youth development indeed, and of course the national development, National Directorate of Employment should now be made to be seriously strong. Thank God for this Student Loans Board. Then let them have a small business loan activity to give small young men a loan to start off. Microsoft got to where it's going because of the involvement of government, and many young people who had serious government support, they will do a lot. So, guest, issue of youth restiveness. How do we anchor that one?
Well, to anchor youth restiveness, government need to come to their level. Like I said earlier, without addressing this, there will still be trouble. You know, I have some things here that I've itemized down. Thank God the sitting president has done a lot in the area of educational loan.
Loan.
So our youth need to go back to school. They need to be educated.
Seriously.
And skill development.
Seriously. I'm talking to you now because I went back to school to get myself skilled. I was a raw as in raw person before. Those who know me know what we are saying. Now, even I found myself in this place. I'm a lawyer by training, but I'm involved in journalist activities through my activism and so on. And here we are again, learning some skills. You can't just say without having skills. You must improve yourself. You can't be a street urchin. You can't be a street boy or just pretending and deceiving yourself. I have a friend who left secondary school together. As I'm talking to you now, he has not improved himself. And if he sees us, he will be pretending.
As if
it's okay. we just need the youth to take their minds off those things and invest their mind into something better.
Ego. Remove ego. I went to school as an adult. I didn't look at ego, and here we are today. In fact, those who are my young boys were the ones who are teaching me. And one of them, when he saw me, he ran out of class. He said, "Come and teach me." That's why. And of course, I specialize in constitutional law, and that area, and of course, human rights activism. That is what I use. That is my field, and I learned it from somebody who is much more younger than me. Ego will have robbed me of that idea. So please, don't look at it that you are too old. Education, you can't be too old for education. Go back to school. Take advantage of this student loans board thing, and of course go to school. And of course, there are opportunities for you. The loan, you can just do 1 or 2 business, and that's all. You get your funds. Don't go into criminality, because I go to prison regularly, and I see young boys who have, because there is no opportunity. That's why I follow them. Go carry gun. You just wasted or messed up your life. I have so many that I see when I go to prison. Nobody has prison now. If I go do my work.
Okay, Barrister, I actually have a message from someone, and this is pertaining to the peace and development in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yes. So this one is from Peace.
Her name is Peace.
Yes.
Ah, that's good.
This is Peace from Calabash. She says, to achieve true and lasting peace, we must reject fear and division so we can build strong, loving, and compassionate communities. To achieve true and lasting peace, we must also address deep injustice and inequality so we can all thrive and live in dignity. Peace with justice is very tangible.
Injustice and inequality. How do we address that? Peace. 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 How many times I call you? In fact, you know, since he knocked the thing for head back.
Peace cannot be overemphasized. It can never be overemphasized. You know. And
injustice and inequality.
Yes.
How can we do that?
Well, that is where we need to bring in like you are a barrister now. You need to come on board. Also, earlier you made mention of government creating is a ministry of youth development
and national directorate of employment.
You see, like if the government can bring on board minds alike, they know how these youth think, they know where they might be when they are in their lowest level. See, we'll curb all of this.
Okay.
You need somebody to be at the helm of affair that can
who knows
them. And that is where the Peace Corps comes in.
Okay. Any text for us?
No text message. People are calling, please do not call. Don't call. It's just text messages. Thank you.
I will advise, in this situation, I will direct, they call it peace, Rose. I will direct Rose. But in the interest of peace, I won't tell her. Rose is peaceful, so I will not direct Rose to block you. In the interest of peace, please, you just do what you want, and that's what you are saying. You want peace, then let us do it as we want. Then everything will be okay.
Right.
Our commander, this issue of peace and youth restiveness, we cannot overflog it. Is it only government that has a role to play in this? Or the youth too have a role? I've said a few minutes ago in my intervention. Is it only the government or the youth too have a role to play in this situation where we will not have crisis on our hands.
It's a win-win thing.
Yes.
The government have a lot to do.
Yes.
While the people, the youth,
Yes.
to have. You see, you cannot bring food to the table
Okay.
and still feed the person when it's not even a baby. When you are feeding the baby should be able to. When you are feeding the baby should be able to take the thing in. You understand? There's this saying that you can only take the horse to the riverbank.
Yeah.
You cannot force the horse to drink from the water.
Yes.
You understand? So even the youth have a lot to do, but let the government do the needful. When the government, provide a soft landing for the youth, then any youth that does not comply with what the government says, they can now do whatever they want.
Let me just, sorry to butt you in. I remembered when I was much younger, around 40 years ago. Yes, 35 years ago, I guess, 35 years ago. The Babangida came out with this decree, Directorate for Roads and Rural Infrastructure, Rural Infrastructure decree. He puts one Larry Koya as the head there, and of course to take care of youth, any youth who wanted grants for farming and so on. I went there. It was a fraud. It was bad deceit. It was a great deceit. They were pumping money. Maybe they did it to some few people, but it didn't go around. And this one, and of course it was one of the reasons why there was crisis then again about the June 12 issue when it came up in 1993, because that thing now encouraged many youths to be angry that government is not anything but deceitful, and of course it gave him that acronym Maradona that it was called, and of course it infuriated people. How can we cope if government says they want to do something? Do they take people for a ride, particularly the youths? Because I go, just as I tell you, this time, what's the time now, around 1 o'clock, where the crowd are thinning out. If you go to Ring Road, Benin, if you go to Challenge in Ibadan, if you go to, where is it now, Kofan Tashi, Atasha, in Kano, you see youths, even in Ikeja under bridge, you see youths, idling away, wasting their time. Whereas, you can't go to Tokyo and see people, youths idling around. You can't go to New York and see youths idling around. Not to talk of China itself, Chinatown itself. You can't see youths idling around. So why is it in Nigeria that we find youths idling around? Why?
Youths will continue to idle around.
In Nigeria, not continue. I say in other countries, okay. They don't idle around.
Idle around. Okay. In Nigeria,
yes,
they need to be trained. They need to be developed. Majority of these youth have one skill or the other. The other day, I saw a young man going to meet these people under the bridge at Ring Road, whatever, and teaching them how to use computer. When governments come down to them, they will pick the ones that are ready and willing to work.
Yes.
Do you understand? Come to them, not stay on the high horse there and be expecting them to come to you. No, they won't come. Go to them. The little you can offer it to them there. Then from there, you'll be getting. Some churches are doing it. Some organizations are doing it as their CSR. Do you understand? And it's working. It's working. Sir, sorry to cut you. Let us remove what we will gain
from it.
That's the problem.
If we are still having the mindset of, let's quickly do this thing, I want to gain this social amount, it won't work. Let's have the mindset of developing the people, developing the youth, so that you can get the best out of them. I was once in the banking industry. In the banking industry today, you have your home in the office. You have a creche, you have the kitchen, you have the gym, you have a sick bay. Why won't you put in your best when everything is at your beck and call? So if the government can go to the people, to the youth, come. Maybe it's 1 square meal in a day, that because the brain too eats. You can't expect to be teaching people and you not give them something. At least, whatever thing you are teaching them, let there be a break. Okay, we'll provide these snacks. If it's a bottled water, even if it's pure water, then go take. That is when what you are teaching them. But the bottom line is, come to them.
Yes, coming
Now,
to them.
okay, yes. You said something about mindset now. There is a lot of people that think about saying the mindset of the government. Fine, quite all right. Now, this is something that has been a mindset seated deep within for quite a very long time. And all of a sudden, you're watching right now and you're hearing someone telling you, okay, please change your mindset towards the people because the people need this. Now, this is something deep-seated. How can they change? Because it's not ABC. It's not something they just sit down and start cooking it up. How best can they actually help themselves to change that mindset? Because I feel it's even more difficult than we're saying. How do you think they can actually change this mindset of theirs?
To me, I don't think it's difficult. Like I said earlier, the government are in power. They can say this is what we want, and whether the people like it or not, they will fall in. Okay? So to change the narrative of all of these mindsets, the government still needs to come out to them.
Okay.
It starts from them. It starts from the government. Then the people will fall in line. You can't give what you don't have.
Right.
You can give what you don't have. It is what you have that you give. You know the people are the leaders of today, not tomorrow is too far. Tomorrow too far. Now.
Yeah.
Even for you to enjoy your government, you need to bring these people on board. And how do you bring them on board? By doing what they want. You start first. You start first. Create a spark.
Yes, creating the spark. I remember I was involved with the Niger Delta people years ago, about 10 years ago or so. And along the line, an idea came that all these restive youths, they should be taken, because some of them are natural swimmers. So obviously they'll have something to do with the sea. And they were taken, taught to weld vessel, construct vessel. Some of them were sent to Poland, Australia on scholarship, and such other Nordic countries.
Is it not working?
It's working because they have come back. Some of their friends that saw that they were carrying guns and they were thugs before, they now see them that they are living well. They are they are earning a decent living. They are now getting off, and we see that actually youth restiveness is coming down in the Niger Delta because.
Sorry, sir.
Good.
Those ones that government are taking over will not be the ambassador to the rest.
So if government can just further on that, not what they will get, as you have said, because a lot of money was voted for that project, but maybe a quarter. So if let's assume that the whole fund that was subscribed to that project was utilized, because in between we started hearing noise and of course that a whole lot of embezzlement and so on. But if that money, just to confirm what you are saying, that yes, not what I will get, but let us train humanity. Let's use this one for this project. Our own will still come because we have our own allowances, we have our own obstacles. Because what's the essence of stealing the money? Today now it is shame to some people, like a scandal that is on the social media now. I don't want to mention it because of what is happening. So why don't people, because you've been given that opportunity to do something for fatherland and country, why don't you do it right instead of looking at what one will gain? And now that one will now make me to dovetail into the next question. Unity. Those who will now be handling government offices or political offices or people's trust, as it were, because we have a president now who is appointing people. These people, should they now have the spirit of unity and national development in their mind, or it is their own pockets that they will begin to develop?
They should not think of their own pockets. Definitely something will come to their pockets.
Oh, because in Yoruba land they say that there is no way you feed pikin.
That's the truth. But they should think more about the growth of the nation. Because there's this saying that I used to tell my people, if there's any English like that, the comfortability of a tree is the comfortability of a bird.
That's true.
When the tree is settled, the bird will perch on it. So that's it. So you can't rule out that they will not eat. He that walks on the altar must definitely eat from the altar, but give to the people.
What belongs
What
to the
belongs
people?
to the people?
Give to the project. What has been a mark for the
mark for the
project?
project.
I have a message here actually from Ogbonna George Chukwuike. This one says, "Good day, all of you, the studio, and especially the man in uniform." Says, actually, it is easier said than done. Our leaders have negatively messed up our deserved peace that we're supposed to enjoy. And but for peace to reign in the country, unemployment, injustice, and equitable distribution must be put in place.
Yes. Can you quickly address that for us? Unemployment, injustice, and equitable distribution of the resources of the state. I want to believe that's one of the reasons why that the subsidy will cure. But be that as it may, we'll hear your own thoughts.
Well, thank God for the government of the day. He has kicked off from a neutral ground, which the nation is happy about. If we can leverage on that, and if the youth themselves can key in, you know, like we said earlier, it's a different thing by providing the food, and another thing for you to be willing to eat the food. It might not be the food you want to eat. Why not have something in your tummy? When you have something in your tummy, you'll be able to do what you want to do. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So he said it is rightly easier said than done. Yes, that was the wrong mindset. They are doing it now. They started doing it. So let's key into it.
Okay.
And let's float from there.
And that's why this program is on. For us to change this mindset of it has been done and it won't change. We know it can change. That's why we are running this program, educating you, and of course, gingering you to knowing that it is in your power to make things happen, to make Nigeria a better place, for us to have unity, for those who have elected to run government as it should be. We call it dividends of democracy, and we call all those things that they make available as deliverables of the dividends of democracy. All you need to do is to ask for your own. You have elected leaders or servants or helpers or your messengers, as it were, at all levels, from the State House of Assembly to the National Assembly, 2 of them, House of Rep and Senator. Then, of course, you have a governor and you have a president. They all have constituency offices. You can't say no, that you keep quiet. You send documents to them, and thank God it's social media. Use social media positively, not negatively. I will see government change. We here on this table, we are going to work together with you to ensuring that the narrative of the way governance is practiced in Nigeria changes positively. That is what we want to do. And you too, you have a feel through what we are doing here. We told you very soon we'll have the opportunity of you talking. And that's when we are able to we'll be bringing our people who we voted for very soon on this program. You'll be interacting with them. They'll be telling you what they have been able to do. You too, you'll be telling them what you expect from them, so that together, this place will be a bridge between you and those people that we elected. And you can be sure that we'll be moving on. That is what we want to offer you here through this platform. We only want you to be interested and to allow peace to reign. And of course, support government in all its activities. The ones that are not good, we will tell them that no. Oga Governor, Oga President or Senator or House of Rep, or make laws that for the good governance of this country as provided for in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. In rounding up, our guest today, the commander, peace, your group, are they going to sit back and watch, or they will be active in ensuring that peace reigns in this country? How are you going to do that? 2 questions in one.
Well, we are not sitting back. We are doing everything at our disposal to see that peace reigns. Permit me to say this: for us to see more, to do more, we need the government assent. Right now, we are doing all we are doing within ourselves to make sure that we have a better and a peaceful community and a peaceful nation. But if we are encouraged by taking us on board, we will do a lot more. So I want to plead that they should bring us on board. We have a lot to offer. Almost all the Nigerian Peace Corps members are graduates. Almost. I have about 6 fellows in the academic sector.
Okay.
You know, so if they can bring us on board, we have a lot to offer this country.
Okay, they have a lot to offer.
Yes.
And I know one thing I'm sure about is that this sitting president is someone who is active, who knows his onions, and he knows that he cannot do away with the Peace Corps. So I know that definitely the bill will be assented to very soon.
Very soon.
If he did that on the Loans Board quickly or the Loans Act quickly, I know if care is not taken, that can be done. It will be done this week. On that note, we want to thank our guests for coming.
Thank you so much for
before
coming.
then, Rose.
Thank you.
Yes, I actually want to say thank you very much for coming. It was indeed an insightful and a great one. You know, conversing with our, with our viewers, and of course, giving more insight to what they're actually saying. And on that note, I'll say thank you so much for actually joining us on the show. It's been a very insightful one. But I realized that we were not streaming live on platform. I think it's a technical glitch. I was so sorry for that. But still, thank you for joining us. My name is Rose Blossom. Until then, do have a fabulous weekend.
Fabulous weekend indeed, and again a fabulous week, a fantastic week, a cocastic week. Do we have a Sprite week?
Yes, please.
Anything, just have a good week ahead of you. And of course, carry on with this good work, and you'll see that goodness will be your portion. Once more, we want to thank our commander for coming.
Thank you.
We enjoyed your time and presence.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you. Have a great week.